Good morning, it's Councillor Glen here. It is Saturday morning and I am in front of Brown's Independent on Stittsville Main Street, and there's a reason I'm here, and it's because if you're out and about running your errands and you're at Brown's today, you're going to see a sign and a basket right in the entrance, and it says thank you to the staff at Queensway Carleton Hospital, merci. This is something we wanted to do, encourage residents to drop off a card, a thank you letter, a Christmas card, a greeting card, something to say thank you to the doctors and nurses and frontline staff who work at the Queensway. They have had quite a year. Obviously, all that they've had to do to support the efforts around COVID-19. The Queensway Carleton Hospital runs the assessment center at Moody Drive, but also obviously they're continuing all the regular healthcare services that they deliver above and beyond COVID. And I just think we can't do enough to say thanks to healthcare workers, and the Queensway is our community hospital for Stittsville. So there's a basket there inside Brown's. We're going to keep it there till December 23rd. Please, if you get a chance, just write a quick thank you note, thank you card, and tell them how much you appreciate what they're doing. And also, anyone you know who's in the healthcare community, working at long-term care homes, retirement homes, clinics, anybody who's in healthcare. This has been quite a year, obviously, and try to think of a way that you can say thank you to all these people in our community. We really appreciate what you do. On the topic of grocery stores, it's funny sometimes what gathers the most interest with things going on in our community and our city. This week it was definitely an announcement from Sobeys that they're going to be converting the Sobeys over on Carp and Hazeldean into a Farm Boy. So Sobeys owns the Farm Boy brand, and they're doing this in a number of locations across Ontario. But I think it's at the end of March next year, the Sobeys will be closing at Carp and Hazeldean, and they'll be renovating it and reopening it later in the year as a Farm Boy in our community. As far as I know, no changes to the Sobeys down on Terry Fox and Hazeldean Road, but anyhow, there's some information earlier in the week on my Facebook, and I got quite a bit of attention, quite a lot of comments on that. So things happening this week here locally. I was on site yesterday, first thing in the morning, with Mark Richardson, who's a city forester. We were having a look at the Shea Woods, where the new Cope Drive road corridor is going through, and there's been some tree clearing there. Mark has been keeping an eye on the work all week, and he took me on a bit of a tour to look around at what's been done and some of the protective safety measures that are going up now. It is private property over in Shea Woods. The city will be acquiring 5 hectares of the woods and protecting that as green space. But in the meantime, it is private property. I know a lot of people walk their dogs there. I just want to urge everyone to be really cautious and respect the fencing and safety measures that are in place. It's for your own health and safety, and your dog's health and safety too. This week at City Hall, we had a very long City Council meeting to tackle a number of things, including the city budget, ward boundary review, as well as Lansdowne Park. On the budget, we did approve a budget, about a 3% tax increase, but also does a lot to balance a lot of competing needs right now for COVID-19. We've got a lot of extra expenses due to PPE equipment and changes to city services. We've got reduced revenue from transit and recreation services and a lot of the fees that we do, but we still have to run the city. We still have to get the garbage trucks out. We still have to issue building permits and do inspections. We still need to run a transit system because it's essential workers right now who are using the bus. So I think we found a good balance in a very challenging budget year, and I shared some thoughts on that on my website at glengower.ca. Also tackled the police budget. Put some comments there too. This was another challenging one this year with everything going on in North America with attention on police and Black Lives Matter, as well as mental health. So another challenging budget, a lot to balance and consider. I don't think we're at the best solution or the best circumstance yet, but I think we're getting better, and there's certainly a roadmap and a plan to make some pretty major changes in the year ahead and beyond. So I've shared some comments on my blog about that, but I'll continue chatting about that week to week as we go here. On ward boundaries, we finalized the ward boundaries. Next election, there'll be some slightly different borders of all the different wards. Not a huge difference from Stittsville. We're going to shift the boundary a little bit south to include the neighborhoods of Traditions along Edenwild and Parade. Right now those are part of Rito Goulburn. We're going to move those and bring them into Stittsville. which is good. We're also going to extend the boundary a little north to include all the homes on Lloyd Alex, because right now those are part of Rideau Colburn. There's more changes in the Barrhaven area and the East End because they've seen some different population patterns, but the whole objective of it is to make sure that we've got some equal representation around the city. And we're going from 23 councillors to 24 councillors because Ottawa's a city of 1 million people, and trying to balance out and make sure everybody's really well represented and that we can respond to resident concerns as efficiently and quickly as possible. I'm watching this week for the official publication of a development application on Stittsville Main Street. This one's kind of exciting. It's the empty lot across from Quitters next to the Trans-Canada Trail, I guess between the Trans-Canada Trail and Pretty Pots. There was an old heritage building there till about 6 or 7 years ago, and it burned down, sadly. But there's a local family, a local company that's purchased that, and they've submitted a plan to the city, and it's going to be going live on the city's Dev Apps, Development Applications website this week. Might be there already. I better check when I get home. I'll share some information on my website. What they're proposing is a restaurant along Stittsville Main Street and some apartments behind it. And it's a really interesting design inspired by Stittsville's train station history. So it looks pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to diving into that application and be interested in hearing feedback from the community as well. I've been asked to send a reminder around dog waste. I can't believe I still have to remind people to pick up after your dogs, but I do. We're still seeing dog waste in parks. We're still seeing people leaving their dogs' waste on other people's front lawns. It's gross, and I really can't understand why people are doing this. So in case you're one of those people listening, please pick up after your pets. Also, you can bring that dog waste home and put it in your green bin. In fact, that's the preferred place. The city doesn't want it in public trash cans or even in your regular garbage. You can put it right in your green bin, keep it in the bag. It's really, really convenient and easy to do, and the city will pick that up on compost day for you. What else is going on? Talked about the Sobeys. Oh, so on Stittsville Main Street, we launched this week, or maybe it was last weekend, our call for interest in our Stittsville Main Street Steering Committee. We're going to set up a committee of about a dozen people, a mix of businesses and residents, to guide next steps in our revitalization process for Stittsville Main. I did get word this week that we've got some funding in the budget for replacing the historic streetlights, which is good because they're in pretty bad shape. Anyhow, steering committee, there's information on my website if you're interested in being a part. We've had a lot of interest so far, which is super encouraging and also a little bit daunting because how are we going to choose 12 people from a very long list of folks who've expressed interest. Huntmar Drive is going to be closed. I think it's December 15th and 16th, so that's this week. Maybe it's 14th and 15th. I don't know. It's on my website. Huntmar Drive between Palladium Drive and Maple Grove. They're doing some utility connections for sewer and water and so on. So that's going to be closed overnight. They did want to close it in the day, but I said, yeah, no way we're doing that. It's a very busy street at all times of the day, so they're going to move that to overnight to reduce the traffic disruptions there. We've got a storm coming this weekend, apparently, potentially some freezing rain, so the city's salt trucks will be out and everything. What was I going to say? I was going to tell you something about the storm and winter today. I can't remember what it was. I'll post something on Facebook later today. I think what it was around the review the city's doing of our winter maintenance standards. We've got another round of consultation going out. We want to hear from residents. What would you like to see for snow clearing in your community? City has not reviewed snow clearing maintenance standards since 2005 or 2006. That's 14 years ago. We're seeing some changing weather patterns. We're seeing some different expectations from residents, and over the next year or so, we're going to be updating our winter snow clearing policies. Let me give you an example of that actually this week. We had a bit of snow this week, followed by some warm. The city did not send out snowplows, and I heard some complaints from residents, not too many, but a few, asking why the city wouldn't plow the streets. Well, in that case, part of the policy for the city is to hold off. If we're expecting warmer temperatures and the roads are still passable, reasonably passable by folks with snow tires, they're not going to send a whole crew of plows out. They're going to try to save some money and also save wear and tear on the equipment and on the roads. Not everybody would agree with that. I think some people in the community would like to see plows out. If there's 5 centimeters of snow, send out plows right away. So there's different decisions the city makes now based on policies that were put in place about 15 years ago. We're going to be updating those, and this is a good time, if you've got concerns about snow clearing on your street or in the city, to let us know about it. I'll wrap up by saying Happy Hannukah. We're right in the middle of the Jewish Festival of Lights, and I know a lot of people are celebrating. Very different for all of our cultural celebrations with physical distancing. Ottawa Public Health, as a reminder, has published some guidance on their website about how to stay safe during the holidays, about what you can do to keep your friends and family safe. And I do hope you get a chance to read that and follow the advice of Dr. Etches and other health experts. We are doing really well in Ottawa. The numbers are outstanding in Ottawa compared to other cities around the province and around the country and around the world. And it's thanks to all the good work that residents are doing here in Stittsville and across the city of Ottawa. We're keeping the number of cases down. There's still people in hospital, still people dying, still outbreaks happening in different parts of the city, though. So it's important to keep up our vigilance and keep doing the right things. And some good news around vaccines this week. I hope everybody gets a bit of a boost from the positive for long-term care health workers to get a first round of vaccines among the first people in the province, and maybe even the first people in North America. So that is excellent, excellent news, and I think a sign to good things ahead in 2021. Anyhow, I hope we don't get too bad a storm, too bad weather this weekend. A little bit chilly this morning. Have a great weekend. I will talk to you next week, and take care. Bye.